There we go. Is it recording? I think it is. Yep, it says it's recording. So, what I do, I'll have to log in, which I already have this all preset. Hey, do student login.
Okay, what was I doing? I need.
I
yeah,
know.
I know.
I even have time for friends. I wonder if I got anything on that yet. Any friend requests?
On what?
Time for friends. So far, nothing. So one person viewed my profile. One. Just plain old one. Oh well.
You want to see a magic trick, Michael?
What?
I'm dead.
What should I do? Algebra, earth science, space, or world history?
World history.
I haven't done that yet. Let's see. Introduction. Actually, I don't feel like doing that. Well, because the introduction is dumb. Here, let me just mute this thing. Did you keep dying?
I have clay now.
Yay.
Okay, that's another achievement done.
Oh, what was this guy?
It's snowing, Michael. It's snowing.
That's nice.
Let's make snowman.
Oh, look, I can skip this. I didn't know that.
Hi there, I'm Jason, and this, my friend, is the introduction to world history. I know, world history. That might sound like a lot, but don't worry, this is actually going to be a lot of fun. We're going to learn how things are tracked in time, and we'll take a look at the globe itself and learn about the different regions and bodies of water. I don't want to give away all the good stuff too soon, so let's get started. I'm going to pull my friend in to help us out. Now, this lady's a certified historical super genius, which means that while she may be a little wacky, she definitely knows her world history. Let's see what she's got to say.
Good day.
Oh, she's
I'm
old.
Professor Higginbotham, and welcome to World History. To begin, I want to take a look at something you might find shocking. A simple fact when
She
studying
seems like
history,
someone's from
you
Harry
need to understand.
Potter.
Time. Yes, time. Since history is essentially the study of change over time, it's easy for us to see the connection and understand why time is so important.
So you're getting your Muggle studies?
Let me show you what I mean. If we start by discussing dating systems,
You're getting your Muggle studies and world history of the Muggles.
Yep.
see how time is important, since being able to date certain events is critical to the construction and understanding of history. Now, for a very long time,
She seems like someone
people
from
in the
Harry
western
Potter,
part
like
of the
one of
world
the
dated
professors,
historical events
witches,
according to the Gregorian Christian calendar created by Pope Gregory XIII in the 16th century. According to the Gregorian calendar, dates were divided into two categories. BC, which stands for before Christ and means before the birth of Jesus of Nazareth, and AD, which stands for Anno Domini, which is Latin for in the year of the Lord, meaning the year Christians believed Jesus of Nazareth was born. It was marked this way because the birth of Jesus was a major historical turning point for Christians. Now, according to the Gregorian calendar, Jesus of Nazareth's birth took place in the year AD 1. So, all the years prior to AD 1 were marked by the suffix BC. These years started large and grew smaller as time progressed. For example, Julius Caesar was born in 100 BC and died in 44 BC. The years after the birth of Jesus, however, start small and grow larger. For example, Nero was born in AD 37 and died in AD 68. But here comes the twist. In recent years, world historians have switched to a more secular or non-religious dating system, a dating system that allows for all the people of the world to be included in history. This dating system is defined by the concept of the common era. For this world history course, we'll be using this system to date events. So, how exactly does this dating system work? Well, let's take a look. The Common Era dating system follows the dates of the Gregorian calendar. However, BC is replaced by BCE, which stands for before the Common Era. And AD is replaced by CE, which stands for the Common Era. Here are a few things to keep in mind when taking a look at history, and that's right, time.
What do you do? Yep, and then I click this button.
According to the dating system we'll use for this world history course, the dating suffix AD will be replaced by which of these? BCE or CE? Well done, you! The dating suffix AD will be replaced by CE, the Common Era, for the purposes of this world history course.
Because we have to take a look at centuries rather than just years or decades, world history must employ a much broader form of periodization. Many scholars have come to me asking, Professor Higginbotham, tell us, with so much going on around the world at different places and different countries with major events happening at different times, how is one to keep track of it all? Lucky for those old chaps and lucky for you, I happen to be a certified historical super genius. This issue is quite simple, really. Here, allow me to explain. The concern is usually the same, dates that mark important turning points specific to, say, European history, such as the Battle of Hastings, which took place in 1066 CE, wouldn't really mean a great deal to someone trying to understand China's history. Reason being, the Battle of Hastings didn't have much of a serious effect on China. Conversely, dates that marked important turning points in Chinese history often don't mean much to people studying European history for the very same reason. So, in an attempt to remedy this problem, historians must define the important periods in world history in terms of eras, which cover centuries rather than just a few years or decades. If we were to start with the ancient era, which runs from 100,000 BCE to 600 BCE, we would find that this era covers prehistory, 100,000 BCE to 4,000 BCE, and more importantly, the period between 4000 BCE and 600 BCE, when the first civilizations began to emerge.
Merry Christmas.
This is then followed by the Classical Era, which runs from 600 BCE to 600 CE. The Classical Era was marked by an increase in the number of cities, the emergence of major religions and philosophies, and the rise of the first empires. After that comes the Intermediate Era from 600 CE to 1500 CE. This era was defined by the decline of classical societies and the growth of trade routes that stretched for miles and miles and resulted in greater cultural exchange. Following this period is the Early Modern Era from 1450 CE to 1750 CE. The Early Modern Era marked the beginnings of European explorations, conquests in the Americas, transatlantic slave trade, and the rise of globally intertwined economies spanning Asia, Africa, Europe, and the Americas. It also marked a time of a greater dissemination of information. Next, we have the Modern Era from 1750 CE to 1945 CE. This era marked the beginning of industrialization, which brought about massive technological and economic changes. It was defined by imperialism, nationalism, and socialism. Finally, we have the Contemporary Era from 1945 to the present. This era has been categorized by the collapse of colonial empires, the rise of international organizations, more advanced technologies, and the introduction of globalization. Here's a look at them back to back.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
I'm trying to get another block of this.
Oh.
Dang it. I'm too slow. Okay.
Oh, you died right in front of my face. That was sad.
Now that we've had a look at the different eras, let's take a question. So, see if you can remember, which set of years does the ancient era span? Right on! 100,000 BCE to 600 BCE is the span of the ancient era. If you remember, this era covers prehistory 100,000 BCE to 4,000 BCE, and, more importantly, the period between 4000 BCE to 600 CE, when the first civilizations began to emerge.
Yeah.
Okay, so now that we've taken a look at dating systems and periodization for world history, let's take a look at some of the basics behind world history geography. This will help you understand the importance of knowing the different hemispheres and continents. We'll get to see just how we section everything off. Well, that's not exactly how it's done, but like, you'll see. Take a look.
Should I take a I'm taking a video. Let's take a look at this later. I don't want to read. Can you read this?
I think that looks like hi. There's a fly. Huh?
What?
Who?
Me?
Can I have your pickaxe?
Sure, give me a second.
Alright, so with the knowledge you just picked up on the globe, let's say we do a little exploring on the world map and check out some really amazing geographical features. Hey, who ate Australia? Was that you, Craig?
Ay, ay, ay. Rocky Mountains. The Rocky Mountains are located in North America. They extend all the way from the state of New Mexico to the northern regions of Canada. The Rocky Mountains are not just a single mountain in a range, but rather a series of ranges in the high peak of that's pretty high up. The Amazon River. It's where all the stuff gets shipped out to you from Amazon. Oh, come on, that was funny.
Huh?
The Amazon River. It's where all the stuff gets shipped out from Amazon to your house.
I'm trying to catch up on Space Astronomy too.
This is Earth.
I'm waiting for you.
This is Earth.
We now have 4 more achievements left.
The Amazon River is located in South America. It begins in the northeastern part of South America around the Andes Mountains. Andes Mountains and stretches for more than 400,000 miles. The northwest part of the continent. Since the lengths of the river fluctuate, and the Amazon is constantly in competition with the Nile River in Africa for the town is greater.
Yes!
True or false? The Pacific Ocean covers more area on the
I'm so
planet
proud of
than
that.
all 7 continents combined.
I'm so proud of that.
Sorry. It is true that the Pacific Ocean covers more area on the planet than all 7 continents combined.
Oops. Oh, now I know. The Atlantic Ocean is the second largest of the world's 5 oceans. It lies between North America and South America in the west, and between Europe and Africa in the east. It was named Atlantic after one of the titans from Greece mythology, Atlantis. The Atlantic Ocean is believed to be okay, cool. The Mediterranean Sea. Ooh, I just learned about this in school. The Mediterranean Sea touches 3 different continents: Europe, Africa, and Asia. It is 2,400 miles in length and is practically landlocked. The first civilization formed around the Mediterranean Sea area. Oh, the first. Okay, that makes more sense. Nice. Oh, what do you know? The Nile River. On the continent of it was believed to have
On which continent is the Nile River located?
Really, Austin?
Great work. The Nile River is located on the continent of Africa.
The Ural Mountains run from north to south about 1,500 miles and served as the traditional dividing point between the continents of Europe and Asia. Consequently, one part of Russia is in Europe and the other is in Asia. The land east of the Ural Mountains is Russia and is known as Siberia. The Indian Ocean, located between the continents of Africa, Asia, and Australia, is the third largest ocean and one-half the size of the Pacific. It is one of the planet's 5 oceans. Duh. The Arctic Ocean is located near the North Pole, and the Southern Ocean is located near the South Pole. What a surprise! And surrounds Antarctica. The International Hydrographic Organization in 2000 added the Southern Ocean to the world's list of oceans.
True or false? One part of Russia is considered to be on the continent of Europe, while the other part is considered to be on the continent of Asia.
No, that's not Russia. Is it Russia?
Oh, crap.
Right on.
Yeah,
One part of Russia is considered to be on the continent of Europe, while the other part is considered to be on the continent of
You
Asia.
can even drag it. Oh, well, I closed it out. Great job.
Okay, imagine for a moment what it'd be like if we tried to explain the entire history of the universe in terms of one calendar year. That'd be pretty amazing, right? Well, get ready to be amazed, because someone did. And that someone's name is Carl Sagan. Sagan was an American
I've heard about the
astronomer, and he
cosmic
created what's
calendar.
known as the cosmic calendar. So how'd he do it? How do you record the history of the universe in a calendar year? Well, let's find out.
Ugh, you're gonna make me read all this? Really? Why can't you just read it for me? You know how lazy I am. Oop, I'm loading up fast. Where is very early years or less or like 10 decades of family. I read too slow. So what you doing, medic?
Trying to calculate things in my head and stop failing miserably.
La 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 la. La 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 end of the planet here on a human first.
Hello again, Professor Miriam Higginbotham at your service,
it's her.
back to discuss a discovery so profound, so amazing, it's likely to knock you clean off your jolly old feet. What is it? The Neolithic Revolution. Ah, the Neolithic age, also known as the New Stone Age, a time of great change and
Why am I
excitement.
dead?
It lasted from 9500 BCE to about 4500 BCE and was marked by one of the greatest technological breakthroughs. No, it wasn't the television, or the personal computer, or the cell phone. Oh, pish posh. It was much bigger than that. This great technological achievement was that of humans discovering how to farm. Righto! Impressed? You should be. Farming was a major breakthrough, and it brought about the Neolithic Revolution. If we travel back about 11,000 years when humans first learned to farm, we can see that they began to live less and less like hunter-gatherers who had to constantly move around, going from place to place just to survive. Instead, they began to live as farmers and began to settle in one place and plant crops and eventually raise livestock to feed themselves. This transition to farming is believed to have been caused by changes at the end of the Ice Age. Changes that had a major impact on the planet. You see, the open plains needed for hunting wild game became smaller. The kinds of plants and animals that were central to the hunter-gatherer way of life decreased. And once these species began to decline, it became necessary for humans to innovate in order to survive. And so, voila, farming. Now, it's not known exactly how this transition to agriculture came about, but chances are quite good that it came down to simple observations people made of the way seeds scattered when they gathered plants. What is known is how the Neolithic Revolution affected human history. See, once humans began to settle down in one area and the populations in those areas grew, human societies began to form and distinct cultures took shape. This eventually led to the development of the first
You don't need a crucible,
civilization.
We got lava over there.
Wouldn't you know it, we're out of time. But not to worry, I'll see you soon, good chap. I'm Professor Miriam Higginbotham, wishing you well, wishing you all the very best in your journeys, no matter where they take you.
Are you done, y'all?
Okay, Tinker stuff.
Alright, now let's do a bit of matching. Match each item on the left to the matching phrase on the right.
Okay, we're gonna start video now.
Nope. Gotta finish my lesson. As marked by the emergence of major religion and no? Yeah, I don't know. It's about 16 cosmic seconds. I don't know what that was. The longest river in the Western Hemisphere would be the Nile. Nope, Amazon. There's no Nile here. Dawn, 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 dawn.
I'm dead.
Congratulations.
Nope. Almost.
You betcha. Take a look over these key terms and their definitions. If you'd like, feel free to take down a few notes so you can refer back to them later. When you're ready to move on, just let me know.
I'll just take a little snippet. Because I take school seriously. No, I don't. Okay, let me just save that. Time for learning. Where is it? Yep.
Hi, puppy.
World history, what do you know? Save it.
You wanna?
Yeah, look, it's the end. Nope, I gotta send you the
So
video.
heavy.